Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I guess I should try to do a little bit of vlogging since it's Vlogmas. I am a hot mess, but I've been cleaning and doing housework and whatnot, and I don't care. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a Philly cheesesteak. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not a cook, okay? I did this for the first time yesterday. I mean, I've made steakums and stuff, but I actually bought sliced ribeye steak. I want to show you what you need in order to make an authentic Philly cheesesteak. One thing I don't have, though, is the whiz. I don't have Cheese Whiz because I don't have a microwave. And if I put a whole jar of Cheese Whiz into a pot and try to melt it, it's going to be just wasted. And if I scoop it out and put it in a pot, it's also going to be wasted because I'm going to have to throw away the pot and the whiz. So that's not going to work. But stay tuned, and we are going to be making a cheesesteak. Okay, so the star of any cheesesteak, the star of our show, is a nice steak roll. Pay no attention to my nails because they need to be done. All right, this is a Sarcone's Bakery roll, and Sarcone's is a Philly bakery. Look at that, how nice. It's soft. Roll should be a little bit soft. And I guess this is maybe like a 10-inch roll. So, you know, it's a little bit smaller than what you get at a steak shop, but they usually have, well, actually, it's probably a little bit bigger than what you would get at a steak shop because usually they have a bigger roll, which they cut. So this is the whole roll, and yeah, I'm going to eat the whole roll. And just slice it down the middle. Obviously, you folks around the country, unfortunately, are not going to be able to get Sarcone's bread. But if you live in a state that has a Wawa, get a Wawa hoagie roll. Any size Wawa hoagie roll. I guess the classic size is probably the best. They're the closest thing that you're really going to get to a Sarcone's roll because this roll is soft, but it still has some bite to it. And you have to have a little bit of bite. You do not toast the bread. I've never had a real cheesesteak that had toasted bread. So you're going to leave it like it is. It's going to be soft in the center, and we're going to fill it up. So, okay, on to our meat. All right, so I'm heating up my frying pan right now. We're going to let that get nice and hot. And over here, I have my steak. So this came in a package. I got this at the supermarket. This was actually frozen, but it's fresh sliced ribeye. And this is from a brand called Old Neighborhood, and it's beef shaved steak. This is ribeye. We're going to be cooking the whole rest of this. Put that down. I don't like using one hand. So I cooked the rest of it yesterday. I just put it in the freezer. In the refrigerator. Let the rest of it defrost because I did cook it from frozen. And this is real thin sliced beef. So it's not really an issue. It defrosts really, really quickly. So here is what it looked like. If you don't have shaved beef in the freezer section of your supermarket, just ask a butcher to slice it down. You want it paper thin, okay? It's got to be extremely thin. And then we go on to the next step while the pan is heating up. So, got the pan. It's been heating for a few minutes, so I'm just going to take a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to spritz the pan with my olive oil. Now, the only reason why I'm using this olive oil is because that's what I have that's going to make it really easy to just use a little bit because you only need like a drop. So really vegetable oil is fine. So 2 little spritzes is more than enough. And when I hear those spritzes start to sizzle, I'm going to put the steak in. So let's let it get a little bit hotter. You hear a sizzle? Kind of hearing a sizzle. I can feel the heat coming off of the pan, so it's definitely starting to get quite a bit warmer. And let's see. All right, looks like the oil is starting to break up a little bit, so now I'm going to just start to add in my steak. Whoops. And it should sizzle. Don't be cheap with the steak, guys. You don't want to be cheap because you want to have a nice full sandwich. Especially because if you went and bought a steak at a steak shop in Philly, you're lucky if you get like 2 slices of meat. So since you're making this at home, and since you're only paying like $8, $9 for that meat, you want to let it fill up your roll real good. So here we go. Let's put that down. And we're going to, oops, let this cook down. So a little bit more left in this container. So it's important not to be cheap. All right, so I'm going to be back in a second and we'll watch this cook. Okay, so I just added on some salt and pepper just to season up the meat. And I want to just keep moving this around so that it cooks through all the way. You don't want to let it get to be like shoe leather, but it's got to cook all the way through. So I took my roll and I have 3 slices of cheese in my roll. If you don't have whiz, I think American cheese is the way to go. And really, the only traditionally accepted toppings on a steak sandwich would be ring peppers or hot cherry peppers and some ketchup. If you go to any place, and fried onions too. A lot of people like fried onions. So you would ask for a steak with, and that means with onions. If you go to any place and they're putting on something like sun-dried tomatoes or roasted peppers or, I don't know, like some other kind of fancy ingredient, don't bother. Run, because that's not a real steak sandwich. That is absolutely not what you would get from a real sandwich shop. So it's not supposed to be fancy. It's supposed to be tasty, and it's supposed to be filling, and it's just supposed to be simple, and you're supposed to get the taste from these good and simple ingredients. So this looks like it's getting really close to done. So I don't want to leave it, again, get too overcooked, but definitely it still has a little ways to go because I don't want to see any pink, and I see some pink. So I'm just going to keep moving it, and I'm going to come back once this is ready to go into the roll. All right, so my steak is cooked, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to put it in the roll. This is not going to be easy to do, I can tell you that much, but I am going to do my best to get it and just bring it over. So the hot steak is just going to help to melt the cheese. So here we go. I hate to do things with one hand, but I kind of don't really have any other way to do it. So a little couple scraps here. Let's throw them in. And I'm going to leave this melt for a minute. And I'm going to top it with some ketchup. Put some potato chips with it on the side as my little side dish. And there you have it, guys, in all its glory. Philly cheesesteak. So go ahead and go grab some steak meat and have at it. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of my cooking adventures, I know how to make a couple of other things I've learned kind of recently. So maybe I will do another video showing my kitchen prowess or lack thereof. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Bye. Finished product. Got some ketchup. I can't wait to eat. I'm starving. Bye.